So clearly, this is not a sponsored video. My subscriber count I think right now is 3, so clearly not a paid advertisement for anything here. What I want to talk about is the Boba wrap. Let's see, it might show up backwards since this is in selfie mode on this camera, but the Boba wrap. So maybe this is, so this is the product that I want to talk about. This is the user manual. When you first get it out, I would highly recommend reading through those instructions really quickly, because pulling it out of the box, you will quickly be overwhelmed by how big this thing is. Now you can see that the material, this is the outside of it. Mine is a little pilled now just from how much we used it and how much it got washed. But the material, it's super soft. It is 95% cotton and 5% spandex. So it's got that nice soft feel both on the outside and on the inside. So the inside looks a little different than the outside. The inside looks like a typical cotton blend. The inside, I guess you can't really see that very well. There you go, maybe. Okay, anyways. But there's a lot of fabric here. This thing is ginormous. I'll show you here in a minute that when I stand up and it's folded in half, it's still about as tall as me and maybe actually even a little bit taller. So it's easy to get confused when you're first putting it on if you don't read through the instructions. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on here in a second, and I'm going to show you how I put it on and the ways I found that made it just a little bit easier. Now what I love about this wrap is it calmed my son down. My son did not like to sleep very much. You know, that typical newborn sleepy phase, couple weeks where they're supposed to sleep all the time. He did not do that. And it was everything just to get him to sleep. And the only way we could keep him asleep was really with holding him and keeping him close. So this wrap saved my sanity and my husband's sanity, because it was able to keep him snugged up against us so he could sleep and get all the growing that he needed to get done during that time. And we could, whoever was not wearing the wrap and him, could get a little bit of sleep during that time frame. The other great thing is, as he got a little bit bigger, is I could put this on and he could come with me through the whole house while I was cleaning or doing laundry or washing his diapers, or I put away groceries or something, anything I could do, because my hands were free. The great thing was he was stayed snug. He could even put his head out and look around to see what we were doing, and I could talk him through whatever we were doing. So I highly recommend this wrap. I guess the only downfall with it is it can get a little bit warm, especially post-baby, when all your hormones are going crazy and you're sweating one minute and freezing the next. This can hold in quite a bit of body heat. So I'll show you what I came up with as a way to kind of help keep me cool while I was wearing it. And they have 2 different holds that you can do with the wrap. One is called the newborn hold, which is up until about 10 pounds they suggest, and then 11 pounds to 35 pounds. I forget what they call it. Let me look. I think it's called the Love Me hold. The Love Your Baby hold. AKA, they're too big to sit in a newborn swaddle position, and they probably will kick you if you try to put them in a newborn swaddle position. So I will show you the Love Your Baby hold, because he's too big now to do the newborn hold, but I can kind of talk you through how that would go. Alright, here you go. So hopefully my tips can help you not get frustrated or get tripped up. Okay, so step 1. So just kind of let it flop on the ground in front of you. You're going to grab where it says Boba and make sure the front side, so I'll say the front side and back side. The back side is the part that looks more woven. The front side looks more smooth and has the tag on it. So the front side you want facing out, and the little Boba name tag facing out. And you're just gonna kind of center it on your chest and take your sides to each side. Here we go. And you're gonna, behind your back, take one side and crisscross it. Here you go. So be careful with this part. And now, so this is crossed. I'm gonna bring it up over my shoulder and bring this one up over my shoulder. So the most important thing is, you can see this now forms an X in the back, and that's very important. So at this point you can kind of straighten it out from back here, but what I find is easier is to straighten it out from the front. So get this, just kind of flop it like that. So they show you in the instructions to kind of wrap it over your shoulder. I'm not going to show you that way because you will roast that way. So what I do is I straighten it out, make sure it's kind of snug against your body, and just kind of drape it over your shoulder. Doesn't need to go over your shoulder, just the top of your shoulder. So we're going to do the same thing on this side, is straighten it out, so then I'll show you the back here in a second. Same thing, and snug against my body and drape over my shoulder. So now you can see the back X is nice and flat against me. It's not all twisted up. Let me make sure you can see the whole back. Okay. So now I have these really long bits in the front. This part is personal preference on which side you want to be on top, which side you want to be on the bottom. Personally, I prefer to do my right side and then the left side down because I tend to put my son in from the left direction, so it really just depends on your personal preference. You'll kind of learn with your first couple times which way you prefer. So for me, I do my right side down, then my left side, and then just kind of pinch them here, slide my hands down, and pick up the excess fabric. So it's just kind of like a little bundle. With the instructions, they're just going to tell you to start shoving it down the middle section. This way I find to be a lot easier. You have a lot less time that you're spending doing it. So I would suggest trying this. Or you can do what the instructions say. It's all about personal preference. And so then you literally shove it, and then you can just tug. So now here's where your preference really comes into place. So my right side I like to be down, so I tug that right side first, then my left side, and now I'm going, so it doesn't really matter about this part right now, it's just kind of floppy. So this top part was from the left side and is crossing this way. This right side is on the bottom, closest to my body, you can kind of see there. Yeah. And then it's going to cross to my left side, so making an X in the front. And same thing as before, you're going to bring it around and cross over each other. So you're technically making another little X. And at this point, kind of straighten out your top. Otherwise, you're going to kind of tie in crinkles and creases, and that can get uncomfortable, especially once your child's in. So then I do a square knot with this, but you can do just like a double single knot or whatever you prefer. So with the square knot, it's one way this way, and then we do the opposite direction. So it literally makes like a little square. Ta-da! Now, your knot location is, again, personal preference. I tend to put mine right in the middle, so that way, once my son is in, he is going to be in the middle, so the knot is going to sit right under his bottom. So it's not going to hurt him, and it's not going to hurt me, because it's not going to be digging into my stomach. Now, if I were to do it off to the side, like, so like right over like the front of your hip bones, that can hurt when you've got a bigger child, or up to the 35-pound range child, because then their weight is sitting on it and it really starts to dig into you. They can start to get uncomfortable because that knot can hit like the front of their leg, and they'll get like a little indent from it, so it can be pretty uncomfortable for them. But again, personal preference. If you want and you can tie it actually off to the side over here. So if I wanted to, I could tie it all the way over here. So you're gonna have one strap that's gonna be a lot longer if you do that. But that'll be another location that won't hurt you, won't hurt your child for a tying location. Or I guess there is a possibility too, if you're really thin, is to strap it around and tie your knot in the back. To me, I wouldn't love this because it wouldn't be as easy to see, but again, personal preference. So let me do this. All right, now that we've got that, so this part, you might have to loosen up that knot area a bit once you get your child to go in. You'll see when you go to put them in, because you can see when I pull this, it snaps right back to my chest, and that's how you do want it. You want it to be snug, so that way there's a low chance of them being able to wiggle out. Once they're in, you can see they're pretty secure. You obviously still have to monitor just for safety precautions to make sure that they aren't, I guess they don't have enough skill to wiggle out. But I mean, once your son or your child is at the point like mine is, where they're climbing all over everything, they can get out of almost anything. So this is now the point where we can't really use it anymore, but I wanted to do this because this thing saved my sanity. All right, so this part is still just kind of hanging out here. So here is when I kind of pull this part down, and then I flop the top part over. So it's the part that has the tag. And then you can see that these are like this. Ta-da! And so when you're putting your child in, this is where it gets a little awkward at times. So what I do is I pull the one side down, that's the front side, and then pull this side out. So that way you can put your child in. All right, so once you got your child, you'll go ahead, wiggle them up, get the side that is closest to you, get their leg through first on that side, and then hold them like this, and get their other leg on the other side. So you can see it doesn't look very comfortable at this point, so now you will go ahead and adjust. So I pull him up a bit, make sure this is on his bottom, and spread this fabric evenly so it's on his bottom. Get that over his shoulder. And same thing with this side. The side that's on the front. Spread it evenly. So now you can see evenly covered on the bottom and over his shoulders. So now the last part that you do is you put legs in this up there. What's up there? What's up there? The light? Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. There we go. So we can then pull this part up. Wiggly. So for taking out is the same process, just kind of reversed. But for him, his arms are already out, so I can just pull it straight up and straight down. Good job. Run, 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 run. Okay. And then also, like I said, I will show you how to wrap this up. So under your knot, you can pull the side straps, get that, and I actually just kind of take this part up over my head and twist. There you go. Take it off. So don't lose that tag. Find your middle point, and there we go. Straighten it out, and you're gonna just fold it in half essentially. So like I said, lots of fabric. There we go. Got that halfway point, so you can see that the ends kind of taper off into a smaller bit, and fold it in half again. So getting smaller, and half again. And once you're here, just kind of fold it in half, so that way your tag is still visible. So for next time, then you can just pinch there and start all over. And like I was getting ready to say, I realized I forgot to do this little bit. So my tip for staying cool is actually hair clips. Hair clips. They are amazing and they help keep you very cool on this ride. So where the shoulders, the X that goes across your shoulders here, how I said to keep them on the top of your shoulders and don't let them go over the sides. To help ensure that that happens, use a hair clip and just go right on it, and it keeps it clipped right in place. What I used to really use that for was when he was little and in the newborn swaddle position, whatever side his face was directing, so say his face was facing the right strap, I would make sure I put this lower so it would be more closer towards that upper strap or the exterior strap there that covers their bottom. I would make sure that was down to just make sure his airflow was perfect. So I didn't have to worry as much when I was like doing dishes or something with him in there and if he was sleeping. And then the added perk was it helped keep me really, really cool and helped airflow, so I want to get hot and sweaty. Maybe this video will help you, and if you're on the fence about a Boba wrap. It wouldn't be one of my videos if there wasn't a parody song or a little jingle to go along with it. This is a song that I came up with when I initially started using this, what was it, 2018? And it made me chuckle, so maybe it'll make you chuckle. So Boba wrap, Boba wrap, Boba wrap it. Pick up your snug bug, fold 'em up tight. Wrap it up and then you put your bug in. Now the love begins. Your babe will go to the store and hold on to you tight. Keep 'em warm and keep 'em tight in. Give 'em kisses on their cute heads. Boba wrap, Boba wrap, Boba wrap it. Pick up your snug bug, hold 'em in tight. You can stay secure and hold 'em snug with Boba wrapping it. So not the best song, I know, but it made me smile. Hopefully it makes you smile.